Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dive into the fundamentals of Islam, which is one of the world's major religions and a faith that's followed by billions of people all over the planet. That's right, more than 2 billion people. That number represents the global community of Muslims, which, makes understanding Islam pretty crucial to understanding the world we all live in. So, let's go beyond the big numbers. What does Islam actually mean? We're going to explore the foundational meaning, the core beliefs, and the practices that really define this global faith. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what the name itself means, because that's the key to everything else. Then, we'll get into the core beliefs. From there, we'll look at the 5 essential practices that really shape a Muslim's life. And finally, we'll see how it all fits together as a complete way of life. Everything really does start with the name. The word Islam itself holds the central concept of the faith, so getting a handle on what it means is the perfect first step. Now, this is a really key insight. The word has this kind of dual meaning. It's not just about submission, it's about actively pursuing peace through that submission. The whole idea is that you find true inner peace when you align your life with the will of God. Okay, so if the goal is peace through submission, what exactly are the core beliefs that this whole idea is built on? Let's take a look. Right here, this is the absolute center of the faith. This concept of pure monotheism, the belief in one, and only one, God, who is called Allah in Arabic, that is the single most important non-negotiable belief in Islam. So where does guidance come from? Well, Muslims look to 2 main sources. You have the Quran, which is believed to be the direct, literal word of God, and then you have the Sunnah, which is the example set by the Prophet Muhammad. You can almost think of it like this. The Quran is the divine text, and the Sunnah is the practical user's manual for how to apply it in your life. All right, so we've got the core belief and the sources of guidance, but how do Muslims actually put these beliefs into practice day to day? Well, that's where the 5 pillars come in. These 5 practices are basically the essential framework of a Muslim's life. They aren't just rituals, they're actions designed to strengthen one's faith and connection to God and to the community. Let's just briefly walk through each one. First up is the Shahada, the declaration of faith. It's a simple statement, but it's incredibly profound. It's really the entry point into Islam. This is the foundational declaration that says, yes, there is one God, and yes, Muhammad is the one who delivered God's final message to humanity. Next, we have Salah, which is prayer. It's performed 5 times throughout the day, and these prayers are meant to be a constant, direct line to God. It's a chance to just pause, reflect, and pull your focus away from all the distractions of the world and back to your spiritual self. The third pillar is zakat, or charity. Now, this isn't just a friendly suggestion to be kind, it's a mandatory obligation. By giving a certain portion of their wealth to those in need, Muslims are practicing compassion and social responsibility. It makes sure that the community is taking care of its most vulnerable members. Fourth is Sawm, which is the yearly fast during the holy month of Ramadan. By not eating or drinking from sunrise to sunset, the practice is really meant to build spiritual discipline, gratitude, and a much deeper empathy for those who are less fortunate. And finally, there's the Hajj. This is the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca, and every Muslim who is physically and financially able is expected to do it at least once. It's an incredible spiritual journey and a powerful symbol of unity, where millions of Muslims from every single corner of the globe gather together as equals. So you see, the crucial point here is that these beliefs and these practices, they're not just isolated acts. They are designed to weave together and form a complete guide for how to live your entire life. This quote really captures that holistic nature of the faith perfectly. It emphasizes that Islam isn't just something you practice at a mosque. It's a code of conduct that applies to your business, your family, and society as a whole. And here are some of those core values in practice. The faith provides a framework that guides a Muslim's interactions with the whole world, encouraging them to be a positive force for justice, for equality, and for compassion. And this brings us right back full circle to where we started. All of these beliefs, all these practices and values are ultimately pointed toward a single goal, reaching that state of salam, or peace, that comes from having a purposeful connection with the Creator. And that's really the key takeaway to think about. How does a spiritual goal, this search for inner peace, translate into a complete and practical blueprint for daily life, shaping everything from your personal habits to your sense of social justice? It's definitely a question worth reflecting on.